Hi, Asking RTC here, and in this video, we'll be going over VBSS or the Visit Board Search and Seizure Team. Now, VBSS is usually for U.S. Navy ships, and you'll usually see them assigned to smaller ships like cruisers and destroyers, which I've been on both. But VBSS is used for the United States military and law enforcement agencies for maritime boarding actions and tactics. The VBSS teams are usually designed to capture enemy vessels, combat terrorism, piracy, smuggling, and customs and safety searches. So usually they pull alongside another ship and they'll be going and performing inspections as a full team. This is a whole thing that's planned out ahead of time. They just don't do this randomly. There's usually a message that's sent out, and VBSS teams will then respond by giving a 24-hour plan and setup, and then they'll execute it all. VBSS teams are kind of sometimes trained along SEALs. I've trained along the SEAL team before on VBSS, and they're way more experienced, SEAL teams are, than VBSS, but we still go through a lot of training as VBSS. You still have to go through Security Action Forces Basic, Security Action Forces Advanced, or SRFB, SRFA, and then the VBSS school itself. And the VBSS schools there's a couple on the East Coast. I went to the one in San Diego. I know there's one in Hawaii, so there's a few around the world. But you go through training of like repelling, clearing rooms, be able to do search and seizures and logging all the information. And if you are afraid of heights, definitely keep that in mind, because one of the things you'll be doing as well is you'll be, as you see here, the ladder. You climb up this ladder that's almost free hanging, while a small craft is trying to board a larger craft, and you're going to need to be able to climb upwards of 30 feet. So just keep that in mind if you're ever joining. Also, need to be physically fit, be very accurate when it comes to rifle and pistol handling, because you'll be handling the rifle, shotgun, and pistol. And there'll be multiple courses of fire throughout the training as well, just so that you can prepare properly and actually respond to whatever you're going through. And the vests themselves are actually something I want to talk about, which is pretty cool. The vests actually are plated vests, and they're also tack vests, so they have lots of pockets to hold all your extra gear. But the vests themselves also have little flotation devices, because when you have all the gear on, you're about an extra 60, 70 pounds. And one of the things you have to be able to do is, as well as swim and survive, and also carry any wounded teammates you have. If things go south and you have to just jump off the ship, you don't climb down the ladder, you just jump off, and then have the boat pick you up and you get out of there, and then have the cruiser destroyer with a 5-inch or the 28 Mike return fire. So something to keep in mind if you ever want to join the VBSS teams. One, they're on smaller ships, cruisers, destroyers. And 2, you need to be physically fit. And then 3, you need to be able to handle a weapon very well and handle the pressure. Definitely when going through VBSS, it's kind of similar to going through boot camp. They will start yelling at you. They will IT you. It's from 4 in the morning to sometimes 10 at night. And it's VBSS training alone is about 3 weeks long. And if you quit, you cannot go back. Similar to SEALs and SWIC, but obviously SEALs and SWIC are way more trained and way more expertise. And I hope that gives you a little bit of explanation of what's going on with VBSS. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave them down in the comments below. Hoo-yah, Navy.